We've all seen it before. Your opponent lands a couple of hits, they call in Sareena double knives assist, maybe they'll go into it twice, and it results in a pretty long combo and a lot of damage. However, when it comes to Sareena as an assist in Mortal Kombat 1, there is more to this cameo than many would have seen or even thought of, and that's kind of what today's video is all about. I genuinely find the cameo system to be the most important gameplay element of Mortal Kombat 1, and when it comes to someone like Sareena, yes, there is one incredibly good move that many players are using for various reasons, but there's more to her. And for today's video, I want to show some of the extra uses, but also dive into the conversation of why is this cameo as popular as it is right now? If you want to stick around for more Mortal Kombat, make sure to subscribe, maybe even follow the Patreon if you want the extra support, and by all means, click that notification bell. Everything here goes a long way. So, to start with, let's talk about Sareena at a base. She does give you a slight amount of increased health, and when it comes to her moves, the cameo assist you've seen the most is probably back cameo. This will involve Sareena throwing two knives at you, and they will come back to her. That is something that catches a lot of players off guard, because if you block or crouch the first two hits, the two knives will come back, they'll hit you, and then the opponent combos off of it. If you're doing it in combos, it's going to give you a lot more damage into whatever base combo you have loaded. If you're playing someone like Raiden, for example, you will combo any button into these knives, and then you'll go into your buttons, into EX Shocker, into launch, into whatever else you want to finish it with. This is the absolute core of the character so far. However, this is genuinely only the beginning. Another cameo is forward cameo. Sareena will throw a single projectile, and this one is much faster, and importantly, sports a much faster cooldown. If you've seen a lot of Kung Lao cameo, you will get very similar vibes here to a low hat. Something you can just kind of use, it's very fast, it comes back quickly, and it can help in certain situations. One of her more underrated cameos is down cameo. This is a flip kick, and it has a couple of uses, both of which can be really good. Up close, it can be used in instances when an opponent might try and crouch or press a button. This will launch the opponent in the corner, so if you're pressuring somebody in the corner and they try to release block, this can check them. Scorpion's forward 3-2 can be crouched on the second hit. You can even press a button in certain circumstances, but if Scorpion does forward 3 into flip kick, this will punish you for doing that and allow Scorpion to combo it in the corner. This is one of many different examples that this can work, and also something many players haven't used yet. This flip kick is a reversal. If an opponent has a gap in a string or they're bad with their meaty pressure on wake up, this can hit the opponent as a reversal regardless of your base character, and that is possibly one of its biggest uses. And finally, it is the one ambush that Sareena has. This one is a meter drain. Sareena comes out on the screen, creates a spell, and when the opponent's standing inside of it, they will lose meter for its duration. It's not 100% guaranteed. If the opponent is not technically in control of their character, the meter drain won't apply if they're knocked on the floor or something, but outside of that, the main application for this is ensuring that the opponent cannot use their breaker. In certain situations, shutting down a breaker is rather important, as you might expect, and this is the move that lets her do that. So, now we've covered the basics and the moves, I want to talk about why she's currently so popular. There are probably a lot of people out there that are playing this game online, they're either using Sareena themselves, or it feels like every other opponent you're fighting online is using this cameo. And to be honest, there's a few reasons for that. Some are understandable, maybe some a little bit more in depth, but the bottom line is, she's very easy to pick up and play. You can pick any base character you want, you can learn any kind of basic combo pathing, and then pick Sareena into a couple of hits, call in the knife toss, go into your combo, and it really feels like you're doing something. You know, you're getting more damage than you could before, you're getting a better situation, you're using the cameos, right? This is a new game, and you're putting both of these mechanics together. It feels good. And then you couple the fact that you also get increased health. I definitely understand the attractiveness of this kind of move. But the problem is, in my opinion, many people are picking Sareena just for this one move. And there are a couple of different areas that we can go into when it comes to conversation and is this the right thing to do? Some characters genuinely benefit from Sareena. They have access to various different combo conversions without needing a cameo. They might not need a cameo for different kinds of setup, but they might lack range. They might lack a projectile. And this is where Sareena can genuinely help you. I'm looking at characters like Geras, for instance, or other characters that might have a little bit more difficulty obtaining combos from that slightly more out of range distance, where the two knives can hit and you can dash in and go into a full combo from there, while their base kit helps out everything else. I think there are a lot of characters, however, that yes, you can go into this knife assist, you can go into your full combo from it, and let's be real, this cameo is incredibly easy to use. The game is early. People are of course going to look at cameos that are more accessible. Characters they want to play as a base, and pick a cameo that can complement you without too much effort, but still quite a big amount of reward, and that's where the combo damage comes into play. My personal concern is people being too hung up on this idea of using what everyone else is using. And this is something that can happen with competitive games. Players will be new to a game, they will simply look at what everyone else is doing, and they will follow that example, where in some cases it can actually limit your potential for growth as a player. Some characters are going to get good combo damage from Sareena. That is a given. That's something that we've seen tons of times over. But there are other cameos that can give your character the same combo damage, but more potential, more setup, more pressure. Who knows? If I'm looking at someone like Smoke, for example, Smoke has a lot of mix-ups. I know Smoke's placement in the tier list is kind of up in the air because he's very unsafe, but if you're picking Smoke and Sareena, it's great for combos, but you're not going to get pressure on knockdown. You're not going to be able to go for various combo extensions when a mix-up finally lands. You're not going to be able to call in some kind of powerful ambush like a Sector or something to jail into armor-breaking offense when you finally get a hit and you want to go into the next situation. This is a very basic example that I'm talking about. However, this game is built around expression and being able to experiment with what works for you. And sometimes going with the easier option is not necessarily the best. Now, I certainly wasn't going to show this video without showcasing some kind of solution for Sareena's double knives. If you are losing to this quite consistently, up close there are a few things you can do. The most common way, and arguably the safest way, is to simply low poke. If your character has a down 3 or a down 4 that can reach far enough to hit both Sareena and the opponent, you can actually get this for free if they do up close knife toss. It's not going to do a huge amount of damage, but it's going to give you somewhat of a turn, and it's going to hit Sareena, which takes her out of play for roughly 5 seconds. If you want to get a bit more in detail, some characters and cameos have full combo answers. Raiden's forward 4-3 into Shocker, when timed right, will punish completely. Melina can bull roll under this. If you have Sector cameo, you can stand up and hit a well-timed flame burner to trade favorably and get a full combo. Some of these answers are easier than others, but my point is, it's not a complete one-size-fits-all safe thing to throw out, and I think as the game progresses, we're going to see more punishes when people have labbed this a bit more. This is definitely a conversation more geared towards the fact that the game is still early. People are going to use the simpler and more efficient characters early on, because you might not have as much time with the game, maybe you don't have as much time to actually grind it out as much as everyone else. There's all kinds of reasons a player can or can't put huge amounts of time into a new fighting game, so gearing towards someone that's a bit simpler does make total sense, and I certainly can't fault players for doing that. I just think there's also a conversation to be had of Sareena played at a higher level, and that's something that I've both experienced and I'm looking forward to seeing when the game actually progresses a lot more and players are looking at more tech, more character combinations. I've fought against some Sareena players that are really scary because they use the entire tool set. They'll go into the flip kick to cover armor. If I try and crouch something that can normally be crouched, I get hit by a flip kick in the corner, I'm launched, I'm put into a full combo. An opponent thinks I'm going to break. They'll call in the Sareena ambush. They're going to drain my meter. I can no longer break this situation. It's definitely possible for there to be this next level of Sareena, and I think that that style of cameo is something we'll see more down the line when people have stuck with this character. There's definitely flavor of the month or flavor of the week combinations. I think Baraka and Cyrax is another one of those. People are going to look at what's good early, and of course they're going to play it. There's tournaments to compete in. However, for today's video, I really wanted to talk about the next idea of Sareena, because I've been looking forward to this character for a very long time, and even seeing her back as a cameo was something I was really happy to see. She is fun to play, the combos are satisfying, you can get gigantic damage, but I genuinely think there's a lot more fun to be had when the entire kit is being used to its fullest potential. And although there are plenty of cameos in this game to rinse and repeat, Cyrax is really good, Jax is incredibly good, even a character like Kano might become more popular over time, because what these cameos bring you is so fundamentally powerful that the more time people put in, the more we're going to see the potential of these different cameos. And even later down the line, Sareena is still going to have a place. But for today's video, I wanted to continue this discussion over cameos that either are popular or aren't popular at all. I know a few days ago I did a Shujinko video, which I appreciate all the positive feedback for that. And for today, I wanted to look at someone a bit more used overall. And Sareena, I mean, I can't think of a more fitting cameo for this kind of conversation, to be honest with you. And it's a video that hopefully you enjoyed to watch. If you liked it, let me know. Let me know in the comments what kind of characters or cameos you'd like me to cover next. And as this game progresses, I'm still looking at different options myself. I'm really enjoying the experimentation phase. It is my favorite time of a new game in general. So take care of yourselves. I appreciate you for checking this out. I'll see you next time, and take care.